Hey everybody, nicksnowflake here, and I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege today. I actually have some gameplay from my PlayStation. I recorded it on my PlayStation, but it is Terrorist Hunt, and the mode is Hostage. So as you can see, I already got in, and it didn't record the beginning, but I basically just scouted out the hostage. I got a couple kills. Yeah, that's it. But I'm going around checking every corner, and I happen to get I have 9 kills already, and I keep checking because there's only like 23 enemies, so I want to make sure that I kill them all, or else I can really be done in the end if I go to extract the hostage and they kill me. So here I'm playing Twitch, and I send out her Twitch drone because I'm going to try and get a kill with her Twitch drone, which you can actually do. But you have to, they take 10 hits because it only takes 10 health per time that you tase them. And that's kind of hard to do because most people are pretty good at this game, and so they won't let you tase them for that long. And their teammates will try and take out the drone. But I keep moving back and forth because I'm trying to get where he won't shoot me. And as you can see there, I actually missed because it was too far away. A tip I can give you if you are using Twitch and her drone is wait for that reticle to go red, because if it's white and you're even pointing it at an enemy, it means you're too far away. It has to go red before it will actually hit them. But here I'm going in, I'm going to put a distraction by putting a breaching charge up here and not actually going here. I find that this is actually a very useful tactic, because if you can coordinate with your team, even in multiplayer, and put a whole bunch of breaching charges and stuff up, and they won't know where you're coming from, and it will basically just cause chaos where you can come in and kill them all. So here, this is kind of where I mess up, and I go to breach, and there's 2 enemies in here, and I take a couple hits, which is not good because before that I was at full health. See, they took 40 health off, and that's not good. So I took them out and I'm going in. I definitely have to stress reticle placement. That's always what I try to work on. But this is like how I warm up before I actually play multiplayer. So I'll play Terrorist Hunt, and I'll make sure that my accuracy's good and all that. Now I know there are enemies in here, so that's not good. But I go to breach in here because I don't want them to come from behind when I go to get the hostage. And see, I decided to use my pistol because I only have 2 magazines left in my FAMAS, or it's called the F2 in this game. But I definitely recommend leaning. Leaning helps you out a lot. See, you get to expose yourself less but see more view. I actually ran into a guy the other day who was playing the game and he didn't know how to lean. So if you guys don't know how to lean, it's just you pushing your control sticks while you're aiming. So I did manage to take another hit there, and now I'm only 32% health. But see, I actually took him out there. That was pretty good because he had the advantage on me. You always want to attack when you have the advantage. Like for instance, if you're using a shotgun, you want to try to close the gap because you'll have more advantage. And you always want to be in cover. That's very important when you're shooting. especially in multiplayer. But yeah, I recommend trying things out in Terrorist Hunt. The AI is actually pretty good. So this is just normal mode. It's not hard or realistic because I would have been dead by now. And I always check every doorway because I want to make sure that they're not going to come and try and flank me, because I've died multiple times that way. So if you guys know, if you play the game, it's very hard to get an ace in Terrorist Hunt by yourself. It's easy when you have multiple people, but by yourself it's hard. You don't respawn health, as you can see. So that's, once you get hit, you're hit. There's nothing you can do about it. But I like this game. People rag on it because they say, oh, it's still not perfect, but Ubisoft has put a lot of support and a lot of time and effort into this game. So it might not be right this second, but hopefully before, you know, the next major title comes out from them and washes it over, they'll have a perfect game. But I don't think it's going away, because they have the Division, which is different, but Counter-Strike has held on for multiple years, and this is it's not the same as Counter-Strike, but it's kind of that same competitive first-person shooter kind of thing. And as you can see, I'm going into to use my drone so I know where the enemies are, because knowing where your enemies are and having intel like that is very important in this game. It will help you in all gunfights. And there are some times where you just get headshotted and there's nothing you can do. But definitely scout out your drone, and if you're worried about whether there's an enemy there or not, send your drone in. You got two. So even if they take out your first one, you can send your drone in, spot the enemy, and actually come back or send it back to you and pick it back up, so it won't get shot. But so I'm going in here and I'm going to try and get the hostage out. So, and because I went through the sensor, they know where I am, so they're looking my direction, which is not good, because I hoped I could get the drop off on them. And they throw a flashbang in, so I had to back up so I didn't get killed. And see, I got him. See, crosshair placement or reticle placement is very important. So I go and reload there, and I'm going into the room, or I'm going to go into the room, but I know there's a couple enemies there, and I saw his bullet stream, so I aimed for his head, and I actually got him, which is good. And now I know there's one more guy left, and so I'm moving very cautiously because I can die from one hit. And see, I get him, and I check behind me so that no one tries to flank me, because they do like to do that, as I've mentioned previously. Now I actually am going to get some more ammo, because that's low on ammo. And as you can hear, there's thunder in the background, and so I think there's someone trying to come up on me, but there isn't. And I pick up my drone, so I have it. Because your drones and your special abilities do not refill. So now I go here, I pick up the hostage, who looks a lot like Eminem. personally, in my opinion.
Keep the hostage safe. Hostiles approaching.
But like the older version of Eminem, not kind of newer stuff. So now I got the hostage and I'm gonna take him to the extraction zone, which is that little diamond. And see, I hear somebody, and I actually happen to take them out. They do get stunned. Really, like when you shoot them, they do get stunned, which is good because you can actually, if you wanted to, you could run around with a pistol, but I don't recommend it. So now I'm gonna use my drone here, because that's what you should do. You should always use your drone. You got 2 of them, and if you're playing Twitch like I am, you actually have 3. And see, I can see that person's feet, so I'm gonna spot him so that I know where he is, and I'm gonna spot the other guy. And I go up here and I actually get shot. So, or my drone gets shot, I should say. So I'm just gonna be, I want to be very careful because I'm super close, and I'm like, I want to get this ace. So I'm going here, and I'm kind of nervous about doing this because I don't know if they're gonna move where they can see me. So that's kind of why. So I'm leaning here, and I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna actually kill them. So I definitely want to make sure that they're not gonna sneak up on me and get the drop on me. So I definitely think that Rainbow Six Siege is, it might not be better than Call of Duty, it just depends on your personal opinion, but it's more of a slower paced shooter, and I'm really into this game. So he did try to flashbang me there, and I was gonna run up to him, but that's not good. So I actually crouch, and then I go to flank around, and I happen to get the kill. And I'm just checking to make sure there's no one up there, and this is it. That's the end.
Hostage extraction successful.
So I win there. I get the ace, 23 kills.